Ndị be anyị ndewonu. Ọ bụ Ada Igbo na-ekwu na Igbo Media. N'Igbo Media, anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara ihe na-emegasị na Biafra land, n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. N'ụbọchị nke taata, o nwere ihe bịara n'iru akwụkwọ anyị nke anyị ga-agụpụtara unu n'ụbọchị taa. Anyị gụpụtachaa ya, unu egee ya ka ọha n'uju. Ị ga-esie ya, ị drọpụọla your comment, like kwa this our video and gbasakwa ya ka o ruo ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. Ozi anyị wetara unu tata si n'aka otu nwanne anyị nwoke, a Biafra activist. Dịka o si dere anyị ozi a n'iru akwụkwọ, ọ dere sị: Breaking news: Court orders IGP to arrest INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu. Biafrans react. Ya bụ ozi ka anyị ji wee bịa tata na Igbo Media. Ị ga-esi ya bụ ozi, gbaa mbọ gwa anyị iche ma mekwa ka ozi alụta ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. Ngwa gere ya ka ọha n'uju.
Stories. Telecom services shut down in Afghanistan as Taliban cuts off internet. Many kidnapped as bandits lay siege to Niger communities. Fuel price increases as Dangote refinery and Pengassan meeting ends in deadlock, while court orders IGP to arrest INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu. Details now. Thank you for staying tuned. The world news at 12 begins outside Nigeria, where the Taliban government in Afghanistan has imposed a nationwide shutdown of telecommunications weeks after it began severing fiber optic internet connections. The country is currently experiencing a total internet blackout, according to internet watchdog NetBlocks. International news agencies say they have lost contact with offices in the capital, Kabul. Mobile internet and satellite TV have also been severely disrupted across Afghanistan. The Taliban are yet to give an official reason for the shutdown. Since seizing power in 2021, the Taliban have imposed numerous restrictions in accordance with their own interpretation of Islamic laws. A Taliban official stated that the telecom shutdown would remain in effect until further notice. Flights from Kabul airport have also been disrupted, according to reports from local media. In a very tragic development back home in Nigeria, tributes have continued to pour in for Rise television anchor Somtochukwu Maduago, whose death during a robbery attack in Abuja on Monday has sparked grief across the country. In a fresh statement on X today, the management of Arise described the 29-year-old journalist and lawyer as delectable, intelligent and bold, noting that her contributions to the station and the nation would not be forgotten. Maduago, fondly called Sumi by colleagues, was said to have first appeared on the Arise screen as a guest after winning the Miss Tourism Nigeria pageant. She later represented Nigeria at the Miss Tourism World pageant in Guangzhou, China in 2023, before formally joining the station a year ago. Confirming the incident, the FCT Police Public Relations Officer Josephine Ade noted that an investigation had begun into the incident. Viewers and netizens have since flooded social media with tributes praising Sumi's courage and professionalism. Her death has also renewed calls for urgent action against insecurity across the country. In a recent development, the former chairman of the Niger State Universal Basic Education Board, Alhaji Alhassan Bawa Niworo, has been kidnapped. Niworo was reportedly kidnapped along several other travelers around 4 p.m. on Monday, September 29. The attack has struck between Felagi and Ibi communities on Mokwa, New Bossa Road in Borgu local government area. Sources said the former chairman of Subeb, alongside other people, including one barrister Ahmad, were on their way to Mina when the terrorists blocked the road and whisked them into the nearby forest. Nigerians may have to pay additional to get petrol as the feud between Dangote Refinery and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengassan, remains unresolved. This is because the closed-door meeting on Monday among the federal government, Dangote Refinery and Pengassan ended in a deadlock. The president of Pengassan, Festus Osifo, confirmed this to journalists this morning. When asked for an update on the meeting chaired by the federal government, Comrade Osifo similarly said deadlock. Dangote refinery has not made any shift, rather ignoring the demand of the workers, which is to recall workers unjustly sacked for belonging to Pengassan. Though Dangote Refinery has not stated explicitly the number of workers it sacked, the plant, however, has not denied the action. In judicial cases, a federal high court sitting in Osogbo, Osun State, has directed the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, to arrest the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, over alleged contempt of court. The order came after INEC allegedly failed to comply with the ruling in favor of the Action Alliance AA. The party had gone to court demanding the commission to recognize all state chairmen elected under the leadership of Adekunle Rufai Omoaje. Justice Fumilola Demi-Ajayi, who presided over the case, criticized the electoral body for disobeying a valid judgment. She ordered Professor Yakubu to restore the names of the affected chairmen on the INEC portal within 7 days. The court further imposed a fine of 100,000 naira against the INEC chairman. It warned that failure to comply with the set period would trigger his immediate arrest by the police. However, the court had earlier ruled that the convention that produced Omoaje as national chairman of the party was valid. According to the judge, the convention was monitored by INEC and held in line with the Electoral Act and the party's constitution. The federal government is set to arraign human rights activist Omoyele Sowore on a 5-count charge for allegedly making false posts against President Bola Tinubu to cause breakdown of law and order. The charges have X Incorporation and Meta, that's Facebook, as 2 other defendants. Sowore was accused of using his official X handle to make the posts. I quote, "This criminal at official PBATs actually went to Brazil to state that there is no more corruption under his regime in Nigeria. What audacity to lie shamelessly." End quote. The alleged offending post, said to be contrary to Section 24, subsection 2B of the Cyber Crimes Prohibition and Prevention Act, was reportedly made in August within the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court. You're currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We took a very short break and return with more stories and the news analysis segment. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The Anambra State Police Command has arrested 4 suspects for armed robbery and kidnapping and recovered 1 pump action gun and 1 black Toyota Camry car during the arrest. In a press statement released today, spokesperson for the Anambra State Police SP Tochukwu Ikenga said operatives of the police command attached to the Rapid Response Squad, or KUZU, acting on credible intelligence, arrested the suspect on September 24. Ikenga said the suspect, all males aged between 22 and 40, were arrested in Aguleri, Anambra East local government area of the state. They noted that the police were acting on credible intelligence and arrested 4 suspected members of a criminal gang allegedly involved in armed robbery and kidnapping in the area. The suspects are still undergoing interrogation, and the Commissioner of Police, CP Ikoyi Orutugo, reaffirmed the command's commitment to ensuring that criminal elements have no hiding place in the state. Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, has issued a powerful call for national unity and prayer as Nigeria prepares to mark its 65th independence anniversary. The body also congratulated President Bola Tinubu and Nigerians as the country celebrates its 65th independence anniversary tomorrow October 1. In a press statement released in Jalingo and signed by the State CAN Chairman, Reverend Father Williams Awoshiri, the Christian body said the occasion should serve not just as a celebration but also as a sober reflection on Nigeria's journey. Awoshiri said 65 years after independence, the nation has faced trials but has also remained as resolute and demonstrated resilience and faith. He urged Nigerians not to give up on the country, stressing that collective prayers and patriotism remain key to a better future. We'll now head to the news analysis segment. Joining me to discuss issues on the world news at 12 today, I have veteran reporter as well as political, social and national affairs analyst, Mr. Dele Fanimo. Always a pleasure to have you here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My pleasure being here again.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have you. I don't even know where to start. There's a lot of bad news in the country right now. And honestly, as much as we're supposed to remain objective as journalists, as much as we're supposed to be on the fence, we cannot help but speak against the insecurity that is currently happening in this country. It is quite appalling that in a place such as the FCT, that is the Federal Capital Territory, that is the place where we can use to, like sell Nigeria to foreigners. When we want to tell people, come to our country on a come and be tourists. We tell them, come to the FCT, come to Lagos. And yet this place have become hotbeds of insecurity, of kidnapping, of armed robbery, and of different deaths every day. We seem to sometimes those of us in these areas that have not seen such insecurity feel that we are cocooned away from this. But it's so sad, Mr. Fanimo. Again, I ask, what exactly can we do to curb this insecurity in this country? From kidnapping to banditry to terrorism. Personally, I am so tired of having to read about so many people being kidnapped every day. They seem to be just statistics, but these are people's family members that are dying every other day. What will it take for the political elite to actually understand that this is a ticking time bomb and it's about time that we detonate it?
You see, it's quite unfortunate that that lady lost her life the way she lost it. And my heart goes to the family, the Arise family, and his friends. You see, as a matter of fact, no country is free of criminal elements. But the degree and the audacity differ from one country to the other. When I first heard about the news of that lady's death, the first thing I did was to at least blame the facility that she was taken to while she was still breathing. We have said it times without number that if you have a victim of gunshot, please don't deny such person treatment, because once that life is lost, you can't get it back. Perhaps if they were active enough to try and see how best they could do to revive and save that lady's life, she will be alive today. That's one. Two, armed robbery is not a daily occurrence anymore because of the cashless policy, the advent of applications that in some cases you could transfer as much as 50 million naira.
Mr. Fanimo, unfortunately, some residents of Abuja will not agree with you because this has led to a flurry of experiences with people posting on social media about how they or their family members were attacked. And they are saying that these attackers come with weapons. They don't even try to steal. They try to incapacitate their victims by hurting them grievously before even trying to steal from them. Do we still chalk this down to the economic situation of the country? Do we still chalk it down to poverty? Because what poor person gets on a bike, carries a machete and goes to attack somebody because you want to steal a laptop and a phone?
You see, let me tell you, I am emotionally disturbed because you won't appreciate some of these things when it comes close to you. It's coming close to our profession. That's why we're emotional about it. You know how many people that have died as a result of attacks? Either someone being kidnapped, and even when they collect ransom, they still kill. It's as bad as that. The person that killed Kirk, in less than 24 hours, he was fished out. And they didn't do mass arrest. They narrowed it down to the assailant. And it was picked. And overwhelming evidence was shown him. He couldn't deny.
Ngwanụ daalụ nne nụ ụmụnne m dịka unu si na-esoro anyị n'Igbo Media. Gịnị ka unu nwere ikwu na nkọwa nke unu gbasara maka ihe unu nọ n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa? Gwa anyị ife iche n'ụdị nke gị. Deela ya n'akara kọmentị ka mara ihe i chere. Ma chetakwa tụsa ya bụ ozi ka o were ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ ntị. Ndewo na ụmụnne m ka emesịanụ.